Want to help someone make their home ADHD friendly, or you want to make your home ADHD friendly? Here's how you do that. The first thing you want to do is try to reduce things down. And what I mean by that is if you're doing this process and going through decluttering, that means you have too much stuff in your house. That means you have clutter in your house and you want to get rid of some of that. So things you want to think about getting rid of are just things that are duplicates, things that you don't use anymore, things that are broken. Maybe you have outfits you just don't wear anymore. If you had them for a long time, you ever looked in your closet and you're like, okay, I have this outfit. I've never worn this outfit. I don't know what I'm going to do with this outfit. I don't have any plans to wear it in the next 90 days anyway. So that's a candidate for you to kind of look at that and kind of get rid of that suit or get rid of that dress that you don't need anymore. That's going to help reduce the amount of stuff in your home. And the thing about this is, as you're going through this process, looking to try to figure out where things are, you don't want to just throw them randomly somewhere, right? You want to have what's called a declutter drop zone. And that means everything that you find here that you are like going through and figuring out that you don't need, you take all the clutter and put it in a specific spot. And you're not just throwing the clutter on your bed, on the ground, right around your closet, whatever, right? You have it all there so that when you get done, you know everything that you're going to get rid of out of your home, take to the donation center or whatever, right? And so that's one way that you can actually do this. Now, another thing that you can do is you want to make sure that you can just see everything around your home. And this is going to happen when you actually start decluttering stuff. You're going to be able to have more space in your home so you see things more clearly. And this is really important for ADHD because of the fact that you don't want to walk into a room and you're trying to find something and there's just stuff all over and you can't see everything in the room. And so that means you walk in, you look around the room and you're like, okay, I don't really know where that thing is. I was looking for it and I know it's in here somewhere, but I don't see it. And it's probably behind something or under something. And at that point, you're trying to figure out where that thing is. And if you can't see it, it's going to make it much harder. You're going to waste more time trying to find it. So the point is, what you want to do is you want to make sure that everything you have in your room, you can see it really easily, really clearly. So that way it's able to be seen when you walk in. Even if you don't remember what you came into the room for, you can go around the room and scan. And then as you see that thing, you'll be reminded, oh yeah, that's what I came to look for. Or you don't want to go and put something down somewhere and put it behind something and then forget where it is. You may have your remote in your hand and you put it down and somewhere on a table, whatever, and a magazine gets on top of it. And then the whole point is, after that, you can't find your remote because you can't see it. You want to make sure that whatever you have in your room that you can see it clearly. Now, another thing that you can do to help you with this, to make sure that you can see those things clearly, is you can have different containers in your room that's going to help you. And the thing about that is you want to have containers that are clear so you can see inside those containers. Another thing that you want to do is not only do you need to see things clearly, but everything needs to have a place in your home. So when you are looking around trying to organize your home, declutter your home, you need to figure out, where does everything go in my home? Where's there a place for all this stuff in my home? And each individual thing needs a place, or a group of things needs a place in your home. So you want to find each location that you're going to use for these different items. And then when you run out of space in your home and you're looking around, you're like, I don't have any more space for anything. Then you need to think about, do I need to keep these extra things that I still have left? Or do I need to find a place for it somewhere and then get rid of something else? So that's also an option. But you need to figure out where things go. And this is going to help you also decide if you're going to buy something. Like you're in your room, you're like, hey, I want to buy this specific thing. But you look around your home, you look around your room, and you have no space left for it. So at that point, you need to figure out, is it important to have this new thing you want to have into your room or your home? Or is there something else in here that I really just don't need, that I just left in a space just because I need something there, but now I don't need it anymore? You can go ahead and get rid of it. Now, the other thing is, it's really cool and easy if you have something like a couch or a sofa or a new TV or whatever it is, the old TV that you're getting rid of, and you buy a new thing to replace it. That's really easy. That's a really easy way to know, okay, this thing went here and I don't need it anymore. I'm getting a new one of this. So I put it right in that same place. So that makes it easy to find which thing goes in which place. And something else to think about when you're trying to figure out where things go and what things should have a place, you want to use some of your ADHD tools. Like you might have a place for just your keys, your phone, your wallet, and use what's called a landing pad or a launch pad. That means you have a specific place that is in your home that you pass by frequently. You put these things down each and every time that you walk into the door or getting ready to leave, you go retrieve them from the specific place. And you use this, you can put like a basket there or just a pad there, something that designates that place is for these specific items, anything else you might need. And that's another way to know this is that place for those things. It may not be something I put on a shelf or whatever, but these important things I need to go out of my home each and every day. I need to make sure I have them. I put them in this place. And so you might want to have something like a lazy Susan, which is really good as well too, to help you see things. And that is a really good thing. You can put on the kitchen counter, you can put it in your bathroom, and you have a lazy Susan, which actually makes it so that you can put things on there and turn it around and see things really easily, really clearly. It also makes sure you have everything corralled in one place so it doesn't look like a mess on either of your counters or just around your home. It just makes it look a lot neater and less cluttered. And here's something else you need to find a place for: somewhere you can write things down. And you want to have like a pen and notepad there. You want to have maybe a dry erase board there, a dry erase calendar there, sticky notes, whatever it is. It actually serves a couple different purposes. Like when you get up in the morning and you're trying to get motivated for your day, you can go ahead and put affirmations down, write them down on the notepad, write them down sticky notes. Or if you have to go to a certain appointment or remember something, you put on the dry erase board or dry erase calendar, and that way you have it right there. Or if you want to write a note to somebody in your home to say, hey, I'm going to be late for this, or I need to go here afterwards, leave them a sticky note somewhere. But you need to have these different things around your home somewhere so it makes it easy for you to also take down and remember things when you're trying to think of something and you're trying to figure out, okay, what do I need to do? And you try to go through, like you're writing a grocery list. You start writing things down, and you can't keep all that information in your head like you're going to remember all your grocery lists, right? Well, you're not going to do that. You're going to write it down somewhere. It's the same kind of concept that you want to make sure that you have some place that when you start thinking about something, you have a way to write something down, and you're not trusting that you're just going to remember everything that you're thinking about, especially if you get distracted and start thinking about something else as you're thinking about another thing, then that can be a real issue. So it's going to be a really good thing to have some place to actually write things down. And while you're thinking about writing stuff down, go ahead and actually do what's called a dopamine list as you're going through and trying to organize and declutter your apartment. Now, this is not something you're going to use to declutter, but it's going to be something that's ADHD friendly. And what I mean is, you're going to have a list of things that you're going to write of activities that you can do that when you get bored, you can go back to this list, look at it, and find something for you to do. And this is really good because a lot of times you might be just in your home and just be like, I'm super bored right now. I have nothing to do right now. And if you're bored, the last thing you're going to go do is actually go declutter and organize. So you need to have some sort of activity that's going to be exciting and interesting to you that you know that you can go and actually do. And you'll be like, okay, this is really cool, really nice for me to do. So you want to have a list of activities that you can do that are like that. That way you don't have to really go through and try to think about what you want to do too much. You can actually just write a list down and have it on there and go look at your list and be like, okay, today I'm going to go kayaking, or today I want to go play some board games somewhere, whatever it is that you want to do, or go for a walk outside, whatever it is that you want to do, you write down on the list. And that way, when you are ready to not be bored anymore, and with ADHD, you might be bored a lot, then you go to this list, look at it, and then you have activities that you can do, which can be a really good thing for you. And something else you need to do is make sure you keep things simple in your home. Make sure you have simple little tricks that will help you remember things and things like that. For example, using labels. Write down whatever you want to on a label and then put it in a place that you need to remember where something goes, or where you need to go to retrieve something. You might also maybe even use like just different colored labels as well. And as you see the color, you'll recognize, oh, that's where that thing goes, or that's what's in that container because I recognize the label. So you have things like that. Make sure that it keeps it simple. You might have, like, if you have a closet, you have different clothes in your closet, and you want to make sure you remember which clothes you wore on which day. If you have a hanger, all you do is all the clothes that you have worn, you just turn the hanger the opposite direction of all the other hangers. And all the hangers, all the clothes you haven't worn, you tab the hanger in the other direction. That way you go and you look at your closet and say, oh, okay, that hanger's that way. I've worn that already. And I have the hanger this way. I haven't worn these clothes. So let me look at these outfits over here. And the other thing about that, if you have a closet, you can also do something else. You can actually organize your closet by color. So you want to go in and then have your closet, everything that's blue or green on one side, yellow, red on another side. So you just want to have everything in different colors. And that way, if you want to have an outfit of a certain color, you go in, you look at your closet and pick it from whatever color that you need to wear for that day or whatever. So that's just another way that you can actually just organize your closet. You can also just organize things like by category. So you have a category items that you want to make sure that you keep knowing where they are. Then you can go in and say, hey, okay, all my jeans are here, all my shirts are here, all my board games or whatever are here. You organize things by category within your closet, within your drawers, within your home. So that way you know immediately, okay, I know where this stuff is because I know I put all that stuff in this area and I remember where that area is, and all things in this area should be in that one category. And that makes it easy to remember. It makes it easy to know where it is, makes it easy to go and be sure that when you go to that section, you're going to be able to find what you need. And also, another way to make it simple is to break things down. You want to make sure that declutter and organizing is really simple. So break it down as much as you need to. For example, you don't want to have to do a huge decluttering session, 2 or 3 times a month. What you do is you do a daily declutter. You actually break declutter down into doing a little bit of declutter each day. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever you want to do, you break it down. Now, if you actually do want to do one of those big, long decluttering sessions, then go ahead and set up to where you break it down into sections to where you take breaks. So you do decluttering, organizing, 15 minutes, you take a break, 5-minute break, get back to decluttering and organizing everything. So that makes it really simple. So you're not doing it all at once and you want to do it more extended session. That's a way that you can actually break that down to make it easier for you to do that extended session. Another way that you can break things down is to break your room into different sections. So that way you have different sections in your room for specific things. So I talked about how you can break it down to categories, but you can also break it down to where you go to actually start an activity, where you go to do certain activities. And if you are going to break it down into that way, you want to find a way to get all your stuff for that specific activity in this one little section of the room, or this one place that you always go to start that activity. For example, you have a coffee station in your home, generally in the kitchen or in your office or wherever you have it. You have all your stuff there to make your coffee or make your tea or whatever. And that way, when you go to that section, all your stuff is right there and you can go ahead and start that. So that is one way to break it down. Or if you want to break it down into where you're going to start decluttering and organizing, you say, okay, today I'm going to do this one section, this one little part of this wall, whatever. And the next day I'll do another little part of the wall. And the next day I'll do another little part of the wall. And you actually go through and organize and declutter that way. And that way, as you go through and do that, you can see how it helps you, because every time you look back at those different sections as you go through and see them, you'll see that you're making progress. And when you get done, your home will be a lot more decluttered and a lot more organized. And even if you don't finish it all in one time, you can still go through and finish it in just a little bit. And the whole thing is you're going to get to the same actual situation that you want to get into, which is actually having your home or your room or that section of the room decluttered. And something else to help you keep things simple is to prep stuff. I know you're probably thinking with ADHD, it's not really easy to prep stuff, but this is going to really make it easy for you after the fact. And it's going to be something you only have to do like one time, maybe twice, and you just won't have to do it anymore unless you're going to re-prep that stuff. And what I mean is use stuff like a rolling cart. And what you do with a rolling cart is you actually put whatever you need on the rolling cart for a specific activity. And that way, when you put everything on there for that activity or multiple activities or whatever you need in a room, then you have it all in one place. And then when you need it, you can go there. And the other thing is, if you need it in not this room you're in, but need it in a specific room, you can just roll the cart on in there and you have it in the other room. And rolling carts actually come in like different tiers or sizes. So you can get a 2-tier one that's really small. You can get like a 5-tier one if you want one like that. Or they have 3 or 4 different tiers, and they're really cool because you can get them in really big sizes, or you can actually get them in a slim size that will fit in between like your kitchen counter and your refrigerator if you need it, or laundry room, whatever like that. It's really small. So you decide which one you need, but it's really good because you put everything on there. And since you have the different tiers, you can put multiple things for different activities that or different things you need that that you're going to use or going to do. And that way, when you want to do those things and when you need those things, it's already on the rolling cart, which is an easy way to make sure that you have that stuff ready. Or you have something like a caddy, the different kinds of caddies. You can have a couch caddy, you can have a shower caddy, you can have a remote caddy if you want to. But what happens with this is you put the items in there that you need. You put your remote always in the caddy. You put all stuff for your couch in the different caddy. So that way, all your stuff is in the couch caddy. Or if you want to get a shower, make sure you have everything for your shower or your bath or whatever. You put it in a caddy, and that way you know everything's already there. And the reason this is good because everything is already prepped for you. You don't have to go and try to find everything. You know everything is right there in there, and you know where to go to actually get it. And it's going to make it much easier to make sure that you are not in a situation where you're like taking a shower, taking a bath, or whatever, and you forgot this one thing that you actually need, and you don't know what you're going to do now because you don't have it. So this allows you to actually have that thing ready and be able to do that activity right away. And something super important about ADHD is all about being aware of your time. So you're not late for different activities. So you know how much time it's going to take to actually do something. Time estimation and understanding how to estimate time is really, really just an important thing for you when you have ADHD. And one of the things that you can do that's going to make it ADHD friendly for you and help you with this is you have clocks all around your home. And every room have a clock. That way, no matter what room you're in, you can look over and see, okay, hey, it's this time, you know, I know that I just have this amount of time left. And since it's this time, I need to hurry up and get this done. And you want to have them in every room if you can. And the other thing is, if you want to, you have like a big clock with big numbers on. I have one like that, so I can see from across the room. I can see this clock and see the time and everything on it. It even has the date on it and everything like that, which is really cool because of the fact that, hey, I know what day it is. I know what time it is. You know, I won't get frazzled about trying to figure those things out already. Another thing you want to have in your room is going to be a timer, some sort of different timer. So when you're actually doing different activities, then you have some way to set something so that when you go past, you have a certain amount of time pass that you can see it and know that you're done. Now, I have what's called like a time timer. I've showed people this before, right? I have a time timer. And what this is a visual timer for you. So you see here, it has like 60 minutes on it, right? And so when you set this thing, it has these colors. And as the time goes down, it actually makes the color go away. So it's a visual representation of time. So even if you couldn't see the numbers on this thing, you could definitely see the actual time right there and see, okay, it's going down. I'm halfway done. So I know I've got 30 minutes done. And when you get done with it, it actually even blinks for you so that you are aware that the time is actually passed and you're done. So that's a really good thing to have. But you have whatever timer that you want to have, and that's going to help you in the process of knowing how much time has passed. You can even use a timer on your phone if you want to use that as well. Just some way to know there's a countdown that you can have in addition to having just a normal clock in each room. Now, this is not the only video that I have about these different things about how to make your home ADHD friendly. I do have another video. It's probably going to come up on the screen, but it goes over all sorts of different hacks. I think there's like 14 of them. It is for people who don't have ADHD that need to have a room that's ADHD friendly, and people who are ADHD and have a room that they want to make, or a home they want to make ADHD friendly as well. And so it's going to come up on the screen. It's going to give you a lot of information about different hacks, and there are simple hacks that you can use starting today